I met Magnus Carlsen at the recent Clutch Chess tournament that occurred here in St. Louis. And I gotta tell you, this story is absolutely crazy. So I had a ticket to go to day one of Clutch Chess. And I arrived at the event probably around like an hour early just to kind of like hang out, go walk around, see what's going on in the lobby and whatnot and all that fun stuff. And I did get a tour of everything. I got a video of the area where the players would be playing. I got a tour of the Grandmaster Lounge where the masters would be sitting down and chatting. And also this tournament, it includes Magnus Carlsen, Hikaru Nakamura, Gukesh Damaraju, I believe it's Damaraju if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and Fabiano Caruana, the 4 best chess players in the entire world. And after all that was said and done, I went back down to the lobby to try and just hang out and just see if any of the players will walk by and see if I could get a photo or something, like an autograph or anything with some of these top 4 chess players, because these guys are very, very popular in the chess community. Obviously, Magnus is the most popular in the chess community, and Hikaru close second. Gukesh, obviously very popular as well. He's a world chess champion, probably the most famous person in all of India, and then Fabiano Caruana. So I was sitting in the lounge, and a gentleman next to me was just kind of sitting there on his phone, and I tried to strike up a little bit of a conversation with him, and him and I got to talking about the event, what's going on and everything, and we're chatting for about 30 minutes, and this guy tells me, he goes, oh yeah, and by the way, my son's actually playing today. I'm like, your son's playing today? Who? And he goes, Hikaru Nakamura. And I sat there, and I actually went into shock for a little bit. I was like, oh my gosh, this is Hikaru Nakamura's dad. Like, completely and utterly at a loss of words. And after that, I shook his hand. I was like, dude, well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm a big fan of Hikaru. I've watched him for years. Like, he's easily one of my favorite chess streamers, obviously behind like Gotham Chess and a couple other guys. Daniel Ditsky, rest in peace, brother. But him and I got to talking. We spoke about Deep Blue. He kind of broke down for me exactly why he thinks that Deep Blue wasn't even fair. Like we went into the whole story. I'm pretty well versed on the Deep Blue theory, but honestly, I straight up asked him. I was like, hey, so like you were around for Deep Blue. That was before my time. I'm only 24. Like, what was it like? Explain to me like your thought process on how it all went down. And he just went into full depth about it and just broke it down for me. And it was a very, very fun interaction and conversation with the guy. We also got into talking about Hikaru Nakamura's upbringing as a kid. Obviously, this is his stepdad, not technically his father. His stepdad had a very big influence on Hikaru Nakamura growing up, so kind of low-key, just like a dad to him. But we were speaking and talking about that, and this guy starts showing me Hikaru Nakamura baby pics. Like, he showed me a wedding photo of baby Hikaru and his other brother at their wedding, when I honestly forgot his stepdad's name, but I probably should remember. But he showed me the wedding photo they had with little baby Hikaru and his other brother, and I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. I thought about asking him to send it to me, but I feel like that would have been weird to be all like, oh yeah, send me your wedding picture of baby Hikaru, please. Like, that's just weird, so I didn't ask him that. But we also got into talking about engines and a bunch of other awesome stuff, and I genuinely believe that, like, speaking with this guy was probably one of the coolest conversations I've ever had in my entire life. So that all happened, and as him and I were talking, the players were starting to pull up. I believe it was Fabiano Caruana who showed up first for day one. He didn't want a picture walking in, so he went straight up to the Grandmaster Lounge, and then Gukesh shortly followed him after that. He also didn't want a picture to start out, so he went quickly up to the Grandmaster Lounge as well. And then Hikaru came in, and obviously I'm with Hikarus Dad, and Hikarus Dad actually introduced me to Hikaru. He's like, hey, Hikaru, this is John. He has a really cool brand called Full Strive and blah, blah, blah. And Hikaru's like, nice to meet you. Very, very polite. Hikaru, by the way, a very genuine guy. I literally have so much respect for him. Like, he's a top Grandmaster, and every single time he plays in a major tournament, he is always doing reviews immediately following the tournament for YouTube and all the viewers to break it down and just explain it to people who aren't as talented as he is in chess. But I asked him if I could get a picture with him, and he didn't even flinch. He was like, of course, yeah, absolutely, man. So him and I got a picture. That was really cool. I might have that show up on screen, I believe. Yeah, you will see it on screen. It's right, not there. Oh, right there. And that was cool. And then finally, late as always, the final boss, Magnus Carlsen, comes tootling in. As soon as I saw him, I was like, Magnus, gotta get a picture. And he goes, no, sorry. And he just ran upstairs. Because he was 5 minents late, so he technically had to go upstairs. I think it was 5 minutes late. I think it was only like 1 minute late. But he ran upstairs to go to the Grandmaster's Lounge. And the tournament happened that day. I believe Magnus lost the first game to Fabi. And I honestly don't remember what what exactly happened in the tournament. I believe the results are online though, so I'm going to go ahead and just probably add those on screen too for you guys. I am keep pointing in the wrong direction, but it's over there. And after the tournament was all done, by the way, I sat and watched every single match. I cannot even begin to tell you how cool it is to sit and watch probably 4 of the greatest chess players to ever play chess. I am sorry, I nerded out so hard. The one thing I do regret though is that I was upset about is that I couldn't bring my phone upstairs, so I couldn't record at all, let alone get pictures. So I actually asked this guy to take a photo of me while Magnus and Hikaru were playing, which I believe they played in the final. They were the final pairing of the day for day 1. And this gentleman was very, very kind and took a photo of me, and he actually sent it to me straight away. And I'm actually going to put that photo on screen too. If bro is watching this and he sees this at some point in time, shout out to you. I honestly did not catch your name. He was a younger guy with white hair and super duper cool. But that photo was very, very important to me because it was like a picture of me with my arms crossed, and then you can see Magnus in the background just absolutely battling it out with Hikaru Nakamura. And you already know, like, Hikaru Nakamura and Magnus Carlsen games are just absolute spectacles. So after that was all said and done, I actually went downstairs after the first game of round 3 concluded, and Hikaru actually beat Magnus. So Hikaru beat Magnus in the second to last game of the day, and so they would flip-flop pieces, and it would be, I think it was Magnus with the black pieces and Hikaru with the white pieces. And I went downstairs, and also, fun fact, I had to get waved down by a wand every time I went up into the playing hall. Like, they literally waved me down. They went down my legs, my arms, my chest, my back, my butt, everything. They literally waved me down completely. This one guy kept smacking me with the dang thing. And he was like, if I smack you again, you have permission to bash my knee in. I was like, say less, bro. But that was kind of crazy. And I went back upstairs to watch their third game. And as most of you probably know who are seeing this, they actually made a quick draw. Like, they probably finished their game in less than 5 minutes. So I got up there and I saw they were gone. I was like looking around like, what? And I looked up at the board and I saw they made a draw, and I asked somebody, I was like, hey, did the game just end? And they're like, yeah, the game just ended. And I was like, oh my gosh. Because I wanted to be down in the lobby before Magnus walked out because I wanted to try and get a picture with him, right? So I run back down to the lobby and I get there in time. And Magnus comes out of the elevator after getting out of his interview. And I asked him, I was like, hey, Magnus, what did I say? I said, hey, Magnus, can I please get a photo with you, please? And he goes, no, sorry, pissed. And he left with his coach. His coach is also a big dude. Like, I'm pretty sure it's actually his brother. Someone was telling me it was his brother, but it's his coach. But low-key, it looks like his bodyguard. Like, this is a big dude. And so I was like, okay. And then, of course, Hikaru comes down again. Comes and takes a bunch of pictures with the fans. I actually took another selfie with Hikaru because I thought that, why not? That'll be on screen here too for you, so you can look at that. That was really awesome. And then Fabiano came down after that. He actually had the worst day of day 1, and I asked him if I get a picture, and he also said yes. Fabi, very genuine guy, very good sport. That picture's going to be on screen here too. Thought that was pretty awesome. And then Gukesh, who had the best day of day 1, came down afterwards, and him and I got a picture too. And that was one of my biggest things. Obviously wanted the picture with Hikaru, but I wanted that picture with Gukesh so incredibly bad, more than life itself. And not more than life itself. I probably would have exchanged it for a Magnus picture for obvious reasons. It's Magnus Carlsen, but still a very cool photo with Gukesh. But we got that picture, and the photo's on screen here too, if you want to take a quick peek at that too. After that was all said and done, we kind of hung out for a little bit longer, and then I left, and I cannot even begin to tell you how sad I was that I did not get a picture with Magnus Carlsen. I got a picture with every single player but Magnus. And I'm not going to lie, Magnus in an interview after the first day, he said he wasn't feeling very good. So I honestly gave him the benefit of the doubt. I was like, okay, like he was feeling sick. Like I obviously was kind of really upset. I was texting family chats and my friends being like, oh, Magnus didn't take a picture with me. He's so mean, grr. And it kind of just threw a temper tantrum. But I decided that I was going to come back the next day, which I only had a ticket for day 1. I said I was going to come back the next day. And I got my friend to drive out there with me. And we drove out there. We got there about 30 minutes early, which the players start arriving right between 11:45 and 12 p.m. usually for this, or not St. Louis time, for the tournament. So they're like on time, ready to rock before everything's all said and done. And I get there, and actually on my way there too, I was actually kind of freaking out because there was a bad accident. And I was like going very, very slowly to get there because I live like 30, 40 minutes away. And I was low-key kind of panicking. I was like, no, please, I have to meet Magnus, please, come on, hurry up, please stop crashing your cars, or else I'm going to crash out in my car. But we get there on time. And I'm waiting outside the St. Louis Chess Club. And I instructed my friend, I said, hey, you're going to have your phone and you're going to have my phone. Your instructions are to record the entire thing with your phone. And then you are also going to be snapping as many photos as possible with my phone. Obviously, like, you guys all know, you guys are chess fans. If you're watching this, I imagine you're a chess fan. If not, welcome to the chess community. Join my Discord. And I just wanted to capture as much of the experience as I possibly could. So we're over there waiting, and I kid you not, dude. I kid you not. This dude, Magnus, comes tootling down the street and just casually walks into a coffee shop. Like he isn't the most popular player in the entire world. By himself, nobody else. He just walks into the coffee shop. And my jaw just immediately drops. I'm like, bro, we have to go over there right now. We have to go there right now. And me and my friend, we went over there. And it was actually another gentleman that went in there with us. And we go into this coffee shop and Magnus is ordering a coffee. And it was actually kind of funny because like I'm sorry, I'm nerding out. I don't want this to be too much of a Magnus glaze, although it pretty much is a Magnus glaze. But the dude's ordering like a coffee and like a bagel or something. And I hear him go, and then the lady at the register goes, what is the name on the order? And he goes, Magnus. I don't know, this flex. Shout out to that coffee lady, dude. You just witnessed history. Magnus ordered coffee from you. But he's ordering, and I thought he finished his order, and I went and tapped on his shoulder, and I was like, hey, Max, you okay if I get a quick photo with you? And he goes, sorry, I'm still ordering. Let me finish my order, please. And I was like, oh, sorry. And I felt really bad because I kind of jumped the gun a little bit. I genuinely wanted to wait until he was done before I asked him for a photo. And the thought came to me, too. I was like, what if I actually bought his coffee and bagel for him? I think he got like a bag of chips, too. Obviously, he has more money than me. He's Magnus freaking Carlsen, and he's probably made a lot more from this tournament alone than what I have made in the past 2 years. But something I could have done. I thought it could have been a good memory that he could keep with him that, oh, some random guy off the street just bought my food for me. Or my food and my coffee. That was cool. But I ended up not doing that, and I felt upset about it later. But he got all done, and the guy that we were with, who walked in with us, he was carrying a chessboard, and he asked me to take a photo with him and Magnus, and we did. And Magnus goes over to his table to set his stuff down, and I go over, and I'm like, okay, are you okay if we get the picture now? And he goes, yeah, sure, let's do it. And this photo you see on your screen right now, this one right here, is the photo I got with Magnus freaking Carlsen. A lot of people have been asking me too if I asked him anything, but genuinely speaking, after his rough day yesterday, I low-key was a little bit scared. I didn't want to make the guy mad or anything. And I thanked him for the photo. I wished him luck in the tournament, and I said I hope he has a very good result to conclude this tournament and his stay here in St. Louis. And also, like, upon recording this video, I believe he actually just won the entire thing. So congratulations, Magnus. That is freaking cool. And yeah. I met Magnus Carlsen. I got a photo with him. And I just nerded the frick out. Literally just nerded the literal frick out. Definitely didn't like scream or be like, ah, on the ride home. Totally not. But yeah. I got a photo with Magnus, Hikaru, Fabiano Caruana, and the world chess champion Gukesh this week in St. Louis. And I am beyond blessed to be able to do that. There are millions of chess fans who would want a photo with one of these players, mind you. I got a photo with all four of them. And I think that's actually the coolest thing. A quick little rewind. These are all the photos here that you see on screen there. It's going to go over your Blitz rewind that you see on the screen there too. And yeah, that's the story. Craziest experience of my entire life. And also, I got a really cool wristband too. I'm going to show this real quick for the camera. It's a clutch chess bracelet, just to like prove to you guys that I was there. VIP, bought my ticket online, and this is like a national treasure to me, along with this photo with Magnus. So absolutely otherworldly experience. I cannot even begin to put into words how grateful I am that Magnus took that photo with me. And also, side note too, before we wrap things up, when Magnus left the coffee shop, he literally was like already 10 minutes late. I'm pretty sure he was 10, or not 10 minutes, he was like 5 minutes late. And this dude, I actually recorded and put it on my Instagram if you guys want to check that out, at @full_strive. He walks up to the tournament, just doing his little Magnus walk, and slides under the rail and just literally bolts into the chess club. And everybody, there was like speculation, people were like being like, oh, he didn't say good morning, blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, he's late for the tournament. It's Magnus. Come on, show some respect. He gets this all the time. He's probably sick of it by now. I definitely think he's sick of it by now. But that was truly one of the coolest experiences in my entire life. And Magnus, Hikaru, Fabiano Caruana, Gukesh. If you guys ever see this video, I just want y'all to know that y'all are truly the biggest inspirations, probably the top 4 biggest inspirations in all of chess roughly Gotham Chess is probably up there too. And I just want to say that I respect all of you guys, and I'm very grateful that you all took the time to take photos with me. And I genuinely hope that you all have a wonderful and fantastic rest of your guys' career. And I wish you all the absolute best in your content journey, brands, whatever that may be. I wish you all the absolute best. And that's going to wrap things up. And that is the story of how I met Magnus Carlsen. I'm not going to do the entire outro for you guys. Go ahead and just leave a like, comment, and tell me what you would do in an instance where you're meeting Magnus, Hikaru, Gukesh, Fabi. Have you guys ever even met them? Tell me in the comments down below. I would love to hear about it. And also, please be sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And it would mean the absolute world to me. So, with that being said, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful and fantastic rest of your day. Peace.